Hey everybody. All right, welcome to Xavia Fox Talks, and of course I'm your host Xavia Fox. And we are here with part 2 of the Sister Circle, and the women are going to talk about y'all men. How about that? They about to talk about y'all. Anyway, I'm going to not take up any more mic time. I'm going to turn it over to the lovely women of the Sister Circle.
Maybe we're ready for our next question.
Yes.
All right. Well, my name is Tish Stewart, and my question is, what is one thing you wish men would or could understand? The human language. Okay, so my answer is I wish men could understand that being intimate and vulnerable with a woman does not make you weak. Communication is one of the most important elements of any friendship or relationship.
I like that. I like that.
I think I said that because in my dating experience, there have been the really macho men who I'll ask kind of a serious question, like, you know, when you start having the whole where do we stand, or what are your goals, or what's your vision for the next 5 years, any type of serious question, you get either kind of the grunt or don't you see I'm doing so and so. I mean, just any type of deflection from really answering that question. And over a period of time, I've noticed sometimes just a repetitive behavior of not wanting to deal directly with that issue. And at this age and at this juncture in my life, if you can't come to the table and be sincere and openly communicate, even if you don't have all your ducks lined up in a row, at least have some ducks. You know, right. If you can't, whatever
I say quack quack,
and be willing to say, hey, this is where I'm at. For example, I had a guy that I was dating, and he said, hey, I have a store right now. I have 3 or 4 stores I'm opening in 4 or 5 years. So where I'm at today is I'm dating, but I'm not committing to anyone. And it is going to be a while before I get there. Now, if you're on board with just dating me and understanding that I'm on my game, so if you want to go out and hang out and I say, I'm working, I'm busy, I'm doing whatever, then understand that these are my priorities. That I can deal with because I know where I stand from out the gate. Right. But if I say, you know, Friday, hey, let's go hang out, and you're, no, I'm not going to, and then, okay, Friday goes by, and then Sunday, hey, you want to do something? No. Well, okay. And so 2 or 3 no's, and I don't understand what's behind your no's, it's a turnoff. So now if we're in a relationship or working towards a committed relationship, and there are some issues that need to be discussed, and you are afraid of opening up for past hurts, then I need you to address that either before you get into the relationship or soon after you're done with me, because we're not going to work out if that's the case. But at some point, you have to learn to trust the person you're with and see them for who they are in front of you, not the ex-girlfriend, the ex-wife, the baby mama, the school teacher, whatever. I'm not that person. So if I'm asking and I'm coming to you being sincere, and I'm communicating and I'm being vulnerable, I need you to give me the same in return. If you cannot, then we're not going anywhere.
You know, I think you said that perfectly. Like seriously, because that's one of my biggest things that I wish men could understand is learning how to communicate with a woman. Not through text message. Exactly. Like literally sit face to face with me and talk. I'm going to tell you how I'm feeling. Tell me how you're feeling. If I'm going to open up to you, open up to me. I deserve that. You know, and like you said, you try to, if you're dating someone and you're trying to have a serious conversation with them or ask them a serious question like, hey, you know, how do you feel about kids? Do you want kids? Kids is something that's important to me. I eventually want to have kids. So if you do not want to have kids, say, I do not want to have kids. So I know, hey, that's our breaking point. Let me move on to the next. Because why should I stay in a relationship with you when I know I'm not going to benefit or get what it is that I'm looking for? But you want to, you know, give me open-ended questions. Well, if the moment is right, or maybe. No, I don't need those answers. No, it's a yes or a no.
Well, you got to talk about that right now.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Do you see yourself getting married? If you know you're not the marrying type or you want to get married, say that. Give me the opportunity.
Stay in your lane.
Exactly. Let me know how you feel, so I know, what steps I need to take if I want to stay here and just deal with it, or if I want to move on. But because you're scared that I'm gonna leave you, you want to, just jump around the question, or just tag me along, hoping that I just stay with it. That's not fair to me. So communication is right. Communication is really big.
Repeat your question, too.
Okay.
Y'all said a lot.
What is the one thing you wish men would or could understand?
Let me
I think so. Answer that.
Well, I wish men could understand the true makings of an African American woman. They have so misconceptions of us that we are bitter, that we are angry, and just all of this negative notion that's attached with us. If you will truly understand the true essence of our strength, our beauty, our support, then they will begin to learn how to appreciate what you have. And it's not to dispel any other cultures, but I want to talk about my sisters, because we so often are seen in negative lights. I'm more than the dress that fits my curves and my body, and the makeup that adorns my face, and the hair that's long and the short, and just I'm more than just your wife and your girlfriend and your baby's mother. I'm more than that. And if you would just really pay attention to us and know the true essence of who we are, men will begin to know how to meet us in that middle and know how to treat us, and then we won't have so much dissension among us, because they don't take the time to get to understand the true makeup of us. So they instantly saying, well, they peg us wrongly, and they don't know. If you just dig deep inside of us, you'll really understand what makes. That's what I wish men will understand.
Sounds
it's
like
just a true one. Girl, I'm writing on it. Kelly inspired me. They coming, you all. So that's what I really, because I get so tired of hearing men, well, you all bitter, but did you ever think why? Yes, I may be, I done worked all day. I'm raising these children, I'm trying to cater to you. Did you ever think that maybe I'm tired? I'm not bitter. Do you ever think, where do my anger stems from? Maybe I'm fighting in a world where I feel like I'm alone because you're not giving me the support I need, because you're always pulling and leaning from me. If you pour into me, then you make me strong enough to stand when you're not, because it's often we go stand out for the world. And they always say, well, the black man, it's hard for them. It's hard for us too. That's why we have to suit up our armor every day. You have to every day to be able to take it, because not only we getting flack from the men, we're getting it from the people in the world. We're fighting for everything that we get. We're fighting. We're literally in a fight when we walk out our door, and we sometimes in a fight when we return. As you said, we're being abused, mistreated, not listened to. Nobody wants to hear us. And then when we have this roar as a lion, we're bitter. We're not. Just understand.
We fighting with the media, because the article that came out how black women are ugly or less attractive than other races. We fighting with everybody.
We fighting with everybody. Exactly. And so, brother,
we're not ladylike.
And that's true. And they always say something. So that's what I really, really want men to understand. Get to know the true makings of an African American woman. Dig deep inside us before you begin to throw out those negativity, because we carry all of that. It's invisible scars that we wear on our back every day. We uplifting the world, the kids, and the man. They expect so much from us.
And the reality is that we're nurturers. We're givers by nature. If a man gives you one, we'll give you 10.
Yes. That is
but
so
they don't
true.
even understand it. Just give us that one.
That's all we need. That's all we need.
Yeah. You guys waiting on me to answer that?
Yes.
No pressure. No pressure.
I'm just gonna look at the camera.
Okay,
I would say, I mean, it's just everything you guys said is so true. But for men to understand us as women, what I would have to say, wow, it's a lot. It really is. I mean, there's not one thing that a man needs to understand about a woman, especially if you're in a relationship. I mean, like you said, the essence of the woman. You know, us being independent doesn't necessarily mean we don't need you.
Right.
It just means that we can stand on our own 2 feet. If you decide to walk, we're not going to fall.
Right.
You know, it doesn't mean that, you know, we're trying to, you know, backslap you or put you in a position where you feel negative about who you are as a man. It has nothing to do with that. It's just who we are as a person. You know, it's our own individuality as a woman, as a female. You know, we're just independent and we know how to take care of ourselves. You know, we know how to go to work. We know how to cook. We know how to clean. We know how to drive. We know how to get that car done. You know, those brakes done. We know how to basically do just about as much as you can. But it doesn't negate you as a man. All it says is we're independent. I'm going to do this with or without you. It has nothing to do with you as a man. But a man will look at that, you know, oh, she feel like she doesn't need a man or she thinks she can handle it on her own. No, it just means we know how to drive our car. That's all. And we know where we're going. We know where we're taking ourselves. It is not to negate you as the leader that you're supposed to be. But if you fall, you should want an independent woman because guess who's going to pick you up? We are. That strong, independent woman. Understand that that's not something that you should perceive as negative. Perceive it in a good light.
That's true.
It's your helpmeet.
That's
who
true.
that independent woman is.
Because every driver has to have someone to take over when we go on
Exactly.
the distance on the
But
journey.
that's not seen as
so
anything
we got to turn over the
positive.
wheel to
Yeah.
them, and they just have to realize we, like you said, give us that one notion just to help us go a little bit further. Then we won't be as angry.
Yeah.
We really won't.
They just need to acknowledge all the hats we wear. They
Yes.
don't acknowledge it. And,
Yes.
and they don't see the little things. You don't see every time you go get a clean white t-shirt, you don't see that it's empty. You know, they don't think about how did they get there. You know,
Exactly.
they don't acknowledge all the things that we do. And I think that's the biggest thing I would want
And
men
I guess
to do.
because the
and
roles.
not just on Mother's Day.
And that's the only time it is acknowledged on Mother's
Yeah,
Day.
we
We do have
about all
roles.
the things you do, and
Yeah.
especially when you have a family. It's
And you're
so
not
much.
really
That's what I wish
appreciated
they
for.
would understand. You know, they
You
don't.
know?
They don't.
That's not-
Sometimes the kids don't even
No,
appreciate
I had
that.
to tell my son when Mother's Day roll around, if I don't get a gift, I'm not ever buying you a birthday gift. I said, because I know you don't work, you don't have any money. I said, but this is my day. You make sure you get your daddy a card because he's the fun parent. I'm the one who takes care of you.
Right.
If I don't get a card, you're never getting a birthday card. I said, so if you have to start saving every dime you get from the first of the year, I better get a $3 card.
She put a price
I
on it.
better
She wants the
that kid gets 20 and 30 and 40. That kid gets money. He could actually buy me a blouse, shoes or something.
But it's
You
the
know,
point. It's
yeah,
the point.
yeah. You know,
That's true.
recognize us for who we are. You know, we do play a lot of roles. It's
Yes, we
too
do.
much sometimes. Like, I need an outlet. What are you gonna do for me?
Actually, look to the camera. What are you doing?
Oh, wow.
I mean, but you get my point, though. You know,
Yeah.
we do a lot.
Yeah,
So it's
sure.
a whole lot to be understood. So it's not just one thing. It's a lot to be understood about a woman.
So
You
I think
know?
what everybody said has been excellent.
Yes.
But I think what it all boils down to is understanding our love language. And everybody's love language is different, but really taking time to understand what motivates my mate. You know, what makes my mate happy. Also understanding that men and women think completely different. You know,
That's
and
evident.
so
Oh yeah,
stop-
that's completely evident.
That's
yeah,
it.
to stop.
They don't have a memory bank like we do.
Yeah.
I know, right? They
But
really
you know,
don't.
yeah, but you know, and one thing that jumps out is like men are problem solvers, and so sometimes we just want them to listen.
Yes.
I just want you to just hear me. You don't have to solve my problem. I got it. You know,
Right, I
and
didn't ask
sometimes
you to
I do
tell
need
me
you
what
to
to
solve.
do.
You know,
Yeah.
but we'll have that. I'll let you know.
Right.
I need your help on this. But sometimes
Let me jump in
just
real quick with that.
communicating.
So men, this is what we do. If we start off with, "Hey, I just want you to hear me," that means hear me and maybe grunt. You don't have to fix the problem, solve the problem, and definitely don't cut me
Just
off.
open your
Because
ear.
if I say I just need you to hear me or I need to vent, and then 2 or 3 sentences in you say, "Okay, the time's up, I'm done," or you change the subject or cut me off, my
You're not
wall is
listening.
going
Yeah.
up. My
He's
wall
not,
is
he's never
going
even
up.
never heard anything you say.
Right,
And
and,
when you
now
done-
that's going to add more problems because
That's
you're not
true.
listening and you're
Mhm.
not hearing. Now, if I say, "Hey, you know, what do you think about this?" then that's a clue. I need you to help me solve
That's
this problem.
true.
But if I say I just need you to hear me, or I just need you to listen, or I just need to vent, that means do one of those 3 things, but do not try to solve my problem.
And at the end, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry. What can I do to make that better?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think that's how it is. She said reiterate that you heard something.
And you know, and if they were
don't give
smart,
us the Charlie Brown.
right. If they were smart, they will repeat what we said.
Right.
Make us think
But
you're
we also
listening.
have to commit
That's
that
true,
we're
too.
going to do the exact same thing.
That's absolutely
Because
true.
they speak a totally different language
That is
than what
so
we're speaking.
true.
So
You know, but I would say this: I haven't. The few guys that I've dated, long-term relationships, I haven't really had an issue with them opening up. You know, like
lucky.
yeah, I haven't. Like those deep thoughts, you know, that most guys refuse to speak about. I've got some stories. You know, from my son's father.
That's
Yeah, you know, and I have some
I never got
stories
that out of him, had to cry it
my
out.
guys have cried to me. You know, and they knew that I wouldn't judge them and say it was weak. I think it's a strength when a man, you know, has the ability to cry in front of his woman, his girlfriend, whatever, someone, you know, your significant other. That's a strength because that shows that, you know, you don't see it as a weakness yourself.
Right.
Just because my daddy said you're not supposed to cry, you know, you didn't take that with you. You realize that your woman is supposed to be there to comfort you.
Right.
And so I need to cry because I need her to make me feel better. So the guys that I've, like I said, in the long term, I've not had a problem with it. They've been able to open up and shed some tears, you know. So I guess I'm kind of lucky in that area, you know. So
So men communicate.
Communicate. Yes.
stop
and
judging the independent woman.
Listen.
You want her to be independent. If you lose your job, you better hope she can carry you. Well, everybody's gonna get put out.
Right, exactly.
You know.
Okay, so
Because it's just as well as good leaders exist, those non-leaders exist as well. And I think it's more of them exposing and breaking down the women more so than the good leaders, because if we had more good leaders, we wouldn't have a lot of broken homes, I believe.
You know, being out here can be really, really hard. I mean, I talked about being a player and all that other stuff, but when I remember being single, there are some nights I didn't like laying next to the person that I was with.
I think it's just finding whatever works for your house.
That's true.
You know, it's no definite roles of this is what the woman should do. He might have to.
There is a reason why, you know, I have a penis and I am the man, and why I'm supposed to be the provider and supposed to be providing security for you and taking care of you, and if I'm fulfilling all those requirements, why should I have to check with you to do?
I'm gonna tell you why.
To do something.
Foxy Loxy, I see you.
This girl, Miss Fox, thinks she gonna eat our loaded yam, the whole thing, but that ain't going on. Jimmy Jam gonna smash it. With my guest, Xavia Fox from Xavia Fox Talks.
And you can tell everybody what you want to be called by.
Xavia Fox here, still on the red carpet, represents
X.